Hello, my name is Jyoti and today I am going to give presentation on the subject corporate accounting. And here in this presentation, I will be discussing about the issues in the cash flow statements. And we'll start with the overview of the presentation. So this presentation is covering the critical assessment of cash flow statement. This report is going to cover cash flow statement for three companies with the name BHP Limited, Centos Limited, and Fantastic Limited, and is going to review and examine in detail the three statements. Furthermore, this report is leading to the comments for each company's strength and its financial health. So next comes is part A. So in part A, uh, we will talk about income statement, statement of cash flow, and why these two statements are important for investors. An organization's financial statement, which explains how profitable a business is doing in a specific reporting time, is called a income statement. Income statement shows revenue of an organization after managing its expenses and losses. The statement of cash flow, financial statement, which provides an aggregate data about the entire cash inflow and outflow, is the cash flow statement. So next comes why do investors find both these statements useful? Well, an organization's financial statement is the reflection of current performance of the organization to its investors. Financial statements provide information that can be used in the estimation of entire organization's value and prices of its shares. Income statement is one of the most significant financial statement just because this statement indicates the profit of an organization. It's it's a report based on time and is called and it can be classified as revenue and expenses. So the part B is deeply explained in the report, so we will not deeply discuss the part B because it's quite lengthy, but I will tell you the points that it will cover. So in part B, we are going to discuss the cash flow statement for three companies for the last 3 years, 2017, 18, and 19. And it will talk about it will talk was the firm able to generate enough cash from operations to pay all of its capital expenditure, and then it will talk about did the cash flow from operations cover the dividend payment by the firm, and BHP sources of paying capital expenditure, BHP Limited use of cash, major items which affect cash flow of three firms, capital expenditure trend of three firms, trend in dividend of three firms, and then it will talk about major sources of cash for all three firms, what are the major uses of cash for each firm, three firms trend in cash flow, BHP Limited cash flow from operations, trend in net borrowing, trend in working capital. So all these will be deeply discussed in the report. And next is financial strength of three companies. An organization's financial strength is depending upon its cash flow. In cash, in cash, the cash is creating a continuous flow of income to the organization that will be in a that will show that it's in a good financial position. So for evaluation of lending purpose of three organizations, we will discuss all three companies, and so let's begin. So investors, creditors, and lenders are users of cash flow. They all are interested in positive flow of cash. from operational activities of the business. They observe the capability of an organization for covering its costs by the source of cash into the day-to-day operational activity. So Fantastic Limited lending purpose is to continue its operational activity and to establish itself. For Santos Limited's cost of production increased as it wants to keep its operation going in other countries. Therefore, it has to lend money from the companies it has interest from. So the BHP Limited has strong financial position. Therefore, investors would like to lend money to get return. So in the end, I would like to conclude the presentation by telling that investor can learn many things about an organization through the combination of its cash flow statements, income statements. After the critical evaluation of three firms, which certainly is not covered in the presentation, it's mainly covered in the report, which I have already submitted. So, after the critical evaluation of these firms, it's identified that BHP Limited has a strong financial position among three companies that we discussed, and the size of Santos Limited is smaller than BHP Limited and Fantastic Limited and BHP Limited. So, with this, I would like to finish my presentation. Thank you.